Hi everyone, and welcome back to Beverly's Design Time. In today's DIY, we are going to DIY another keepsake box. You guys really loved the previous box that I made, but Dollar Tree sold out of the frames that I used, so I've come back today to give you an alternative way of making this box. So if you'd like to learn how, then keep watching. Hi guys, and welcome back to Beverly's Design Time. In today's DIY, I'm going to do another keepsake / jewelry box. I did a keepsake / jewelry box in my last DIY, but I used some of the Dollar Tree mirror frames. But unfortunately, they have sold out online, and from my understanding, they won't be back in stock for about 3 months. I've seen that a lot of you guys are really interested in making this box, so I tried to come up with an alternative way that you guys can make this box. I went to Dollar Tree and I found some of these dinner placement frames, and I purchased 6 of these in all. And I'm only showing you 2 because I've already, just like in the previous video, started the DIY. I'm going to use the same paper. I'm going to put that aside for now. Alright guys, so with that said, let's just get on with the DIY. Remove the wrapping from the frames. And then open them both. Take a paper of your choice. Take your glass and just place it directly over your design. Alright, so you're going to do this 6 times. But once you have your pieces, what you want to do is put your design in. Put this cardboard back on the inside. And then slide this back in place. And there you have your design. So now you have your 2. As you see, you have the opening on each side. We're not going to glue those 2 pieces together. We're going to turn them around and glue these pieces together. So we're going to flip it upside down so it'll have a flat surface. Because once you take this off, you'll have these 2 little knots and they're going to be in the way. You're going to have to glue them together this way to make sure that they lay flat. Now press those 2 pieces together and make sure that they are lined up perfectly. So I'm just going to take this and press it against this side. Now add some weight on each side to make sure they are firmly pressed together. Let that dry for about an hour, then come back. Alright, so it's been about an hour. This is what the 2 frames look like. If you force it, you can break these apart. So I reinforced it with 2 popsicle sticks. Now you can wait until these popsicle sticks set up, or you can go ahead and flip this over and start designing them. Now you can leave it like it is because it's still really nice and go on with the DIY, or you can bling it out some more. Now if you really like the mirror finish, like on the box that I did in my previous DIY, then you could cover it with these mirror tiles. And I'll leave a link below to where you can purchase these. I think it would take about probably 3 or 4 rows on each side. But yeah, you could cover it like that. Then permanently glue them down. Or you can use some bling. And I'm going to use some of this Dollar Tree bling to cover mine. So all you want to do, I'm using the 5-roll bling, but you can do this with the 3-roll as well. Alright, so what you want to do is just measure and cut. This is going to take approximately 4 rows to cover the frame. So I'm just going to cut 1 row off and lay it down on both sides of the frame. So now I'm going to use some of the Dollar Tree FIXALL to glue down the bling. Alright, now so if you decided to go with the mirror towel, you would do the same thing. Just cut it and then lay it down on top of some glue. See if it fits, and it fits fine. Just like that. So I'm going to let this dry for about 30 minutes, come back and go on with the DIY. Alright, so this is a set of frames that I had previously glued together. So what I'm going to do now is use this as a guide to make the base While I'm waiting for the other part to dry, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling my box. These two pieces I did previously. When you decide to glue your two frames together, if you decide you want to glue it here, then just glue one part. Don't glue both, because I actually had to cut this to accommodate that. So to avoid doing that, just glue it like I showed you on the other two frames. This is what the bling looks like dry. And I went ahead and put a piece on top of here and a piece on here. And that's just 2 rows. Alright, so I'm going to try and turn this around so you guys can see. Alright, so I want to go ahead and glue this here. We're going to take the Gorilla Glue and put it right along the inside of my phone. Also off camera, I just went ahead and Mod Podged some of the paper onto the top of this. So I'm going to use this jar to help hold the sides in place while I go ahead and add some hot glue to help hold it in place. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit for about 3 minutes, and then I'll come back and add the other side. This is what I'm using for the sides. I'm going to add some of the decorative paper on the inside of this as well. Initially I was going to go ahead and use the bling wrap for the outside, but since I did have some of the larger mirror tiles, I'm going to go ahead and use that for the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to the sides. Alright, so now that I have that lined up, I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue. Alright guys, so I was on this part gluing everything together and the camera died. So this is where I'm at so far. So I'm just going to continue to add some hot glue on the inside to reinforce it. Now it's best to use a smaller glue gun when you're doing this to get inside really well. And this is what it looks like with the end attached. Now I'll go ahead and attach mirror tiles to the other end and then glue it on as well. Make sure that you apply the mirror tile evenly all the way around. Properly line the end up to the box and then glue it on. I applied some tape to hold everything in place while the glue sets up. I went ahead and blinged out both sides of the lid using 2 rows of the bling, and then on the end I ended up putting some more of those square mirrors so it'll match the sides just like that. I also added 1 row of the bling wrap along the outside of the end pieces. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is put this knob on top. I'm using a different knob because this is a smaller box, and I'll leave a link to where you can pick these knobs up as well. So again, I'm going to use some Gorilla Glue, and I'm just going to put some on the bottom of the knob and some right here on the box as well. Make sure it's centered. Now I'm going to let this sit for about 20 minutes, come back, and then I'm going to reinforce it with some tape to add pressure to make sure that it gets a really good seal between the 2 pieces. And once it's set up, I'll come back and let you see what the box looks like. And here's my finished product. I think this one turned out equally as pretty. And I hope you guys do too. So there you have it. An alternative way of making the mirrored keepsake box. Alright guys, I gotta go. I hope you enjoyed this DIY, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe now. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.